Event planning can feel overwhelming, but most event planning disasters are preventable. In this module, you will learn 7 common mistakes that beginner planners make and how to avoid them. By the end of this video, you will be able to identify the 7 common event planning mistakes, explain why each one occurs, and describe strategies to avoid each mistake. Let's get started. First, let's discuss the 7 common event planning mistakes to avoid. Let's break these down. First, unclear goals or purpose. This is when an event lacks a defined objective. You're just going through the motions without knowing why. Second, poor communication. Your team and vendors are providing and receiving information from emails, texts, and notes everywhere, instead of one central spot. Third, not planning early enough. Planning starts way too close to the event date, leaving no buffer time. Fourth, skipping venue walkthroughs. You never actually visit the space in person before booking it. Fifth, no contingency plan. There are 0 backup plans for when things go wrong. Sixth, ignoring the budget. You're not tracking expenses as they happen, so costs spiral out of control. And seventh, under-promoting your event. Your promotion effort is weak or non-existent, so people don't even know the event is happening. So why do these mistakes happen in the first place? Often, planners rush into logistics without ever stopping to define what the event is for. That's unclear goals or purpose. Then there's poor communication. This happens when your team and vendors are getting information from emails, texts, and notes all over the place, instead of one central location. Next up is not planning early enough. Most planners underestimate how long things actually take. That's why industry standards recommend starting 6 to 12 months in advance. Skipping venue walkthroughs is another common trap. Planners look at photos and think they know the space, but visiting in person reveals things photos never show. Without a contingency plan, even small problems become disasters because there's no backup. Then there's budget issues. When you're not tracking expenses as you go, costs balloon without you realizing it. Finally, under-promoting your event is a silent killer. Planners assume people will somehow know about the event, but without active promotion, attendance suffers. Now that you understand why these mistakes happen, let's talk about how to prevent them. Here are practical strategies you can use for each mistake. Let's start with purpose. Before you book anything or make any decisions, sit down and define why this event exists. What are you trying to accomplish? Who are you reaching? What does success look like? Write it down. For communication, consolidate everything into one system. Whether it's a shared document, a project management tool, or a checklist, make sure your team and vendors know exactly where to find information and how to communicate. On timing, start planning as early as possible. Industry standards recommend 6 to 12 months for major events. Work backward from your event date and build in buffer time. When it comes to your venue, don't rely on photos or floor plans. Visit in person. Walk the space with your team. Test the technical setup. This is where you catch surprises before event day. For problems, think ahead. What could go wrong? Weather issues, vendor cancellations. Create a backup plan for each scenario. You and your team should know these plans before the event. Managing budget requires discipline. Track every expense as you commit money. Build in a 15 to 20% contingency buffer to protect you from unexpected costs. Finally, promotion starts months before the event, not weeks. Use email, social media, word of mouth. Make noise. Get people excited and informed about your event. You've just learned the 7 most common event planning mistakes and why they happen. More importantly, you now have strategies to avoid each one. You have the knowledge. You have the tools. Go plan amazing events.